Your application can completely freeze. No logs, no crash, no restarts. And users are stuck, requests are hanging, and Kubernetes, it thinks everything is perfectly healthy. If you don't configure Liveness Pro, Kubernetes will never restart a dead application. Hi, I'm Shivam, and this is the third video of the series Kubernetes Production Survival Guide. Let me show you how this silently kills production. Alright, in the last video, we saw how readiness controls traffic, but today we are talking about something even more dangerous. What if the container is still running, but the application inside it is stuck? Kubernetes only checks is the container process alive, but it does not check if the application is responsive. And that's where Liveness Probe comes in. Let's break this on my kind cluster locally. So this is my kind cluster. Again, I have one control plane node and two worker nodes. Let's go ahead and create a deployment for our demo. I have already written the deployment file. Let me copy it and we'll go over it one by one. So as we can see, the kind is deployment. The name of the deployment is Liveliness Demo. It has one replica. It is running an Nginx image and the container is running on port 80. Let's go ahead and apply this deployment. Our deployment has been created. Let's go ahead and create a service for this. So I'm using an imperative command to create a service called Liveliness Demo, which will run on port 80. So our service has been created. Let's check the pods. And let's similarly check our service also. So both our service and pod is up. Let's go ahead and we'll do a port forward on this service so that we can access our application. So our port forwarding has been done. Let's do a call on localhost. And we can see the welcome page from Nginx. So till here, everything looks normal. Now I'm going to simulate something realistic, not a crash, but a freeze. So let's go ahead and edit our deployment. And I'm gonna add a command which will keep the container running, but Nginx never starts. So I'm gonna add a command after the image. So what this command is doing, this sleep 3600 means that our app will be in sleep mode for 6 minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll replace our current deployment with this. So our deployment has been replaced. Let's check the pods. It says pod is up and running. Now let's do a port forward and we'll try to access the home page of Nginx. So port forwarding is done. Let's go ahead and try to access. We can clearly see we got an error and our application hangs. This is a production pain. Even though our container is live, the application inside it is dead. Let's do a describe on the pod. Now in the event section, there are no restarts, no warning. Kubernetes is thinking everything is working fine, and that's dangerous. Now let's fix this properly. I'm gonna again edit our deployment file, and this time I'm gonna add liveliness probe section inside our container. So after sleep 3600, I'm gonna add liveliness probe. So I have added liveliness probe here. This HTTP get means Kubernetes will make HTTP call. This path is to check the endpoint. This port signifies the container port. Initial delay seconds means wait before it does the first health check, and period seconds means the frequency on which the health check will be done. Here in our case, a health check will be performed after every 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and we'll replace our current deployment with this updated one. So our deployment has been replaced. Let's check our pod. And we will also watch the pods in real time. We can see that our pod was restarted Similarly, we'll wait for a couple of more seconds. We can see that our container got restarted again. Again, our container got restarted for the third time. So this is happening because Kubernetes is asking, should this container be restarted? If the checks fail repeatedly, Kubernetes kills the container and restarts it. This is called automatic recovery. Now let's go ahead and we'll do a describe on the spot. If we look at the events here, we can clearly see that the liveness probe has failed and it is saying it is killing the container and the pod will be restarted. These two events confirms that Kubernetes is detecting failure and trying to recover the application automatically. But without liveness probe, our application will stay frozen forever. And we just looked at the events of our previous deployment where liveness probe was not configured. We were not getting any unhealthy or killing status. There were no events which mentioned that pod is unhealthy and the container needs to be restarted. So now we clearly see liveness probe in action. So in production, app deadlocks, thread pool exhausted, infinite loop, and memory leak. These are some of the common examples which can freeze your application, but the container is still running. Without liveness probe, users suffer until manual restart. But with Liveness Probe, Kubernetes restarts automatically. This is real resilience. So now you understand something critical. Running does not mean it's healthy. Kubernetes will not magically restart the dead applications. Instead, you must teach Kubernetes how to detect failure. Without Liveness Probe, a dead application can sit there for hours and users will keep suffering. But with Liveness Probe, Kubernetes becomes self-healing. It detects failure, then it kills the container, and finally brings it back. That's real resilience. But here's the next big question. What happens when you want to update your app? What if you want to deploy a new version? Does Kubernetes just kill everything and start again? In production environment, that would be catastrophic. In the next video, I will show you how Kubernetes updates application without downtime, how replicas work, and how Kubernetes keeps user completely unaware while you deploy new versions. That's when Kubernetes starts feeling truly powerful. I will see you in the next one. Till then, keep learning.